So last time I was here, I think I admitted that the week before I'm to preach, I will go to the lectionary to choose my text, and I will send the text and my sermon title to Wes without really having any idea what I'm going to talk about. And so, of course, I did this last week, and I looked at the lectionary, and I looked at what the text was, and at the time I was at the Creating Change Conference, the National LGBTQ Task Force's Creating Change Conference, with thousands of queer activists, and I took a break from that at one point to go to the Women's March in Philly, and so I saw the text, and I was like, well, this is perfect. I'm going to talk about the conference, and I'm going to talk about the march, and all of these blessed people, and it's going to be perfect. I should probably know better than to plan, though, ahead of time. Because the last time I was here, also, I think it was Mark Broderick who pointed out that every time I'm here, it's during a week when something particularly awful happens. So thanks for pointing that out, Mark, and I noticed the pattern, so thank you.
That's why we have it.
I guess, yeah. Lucky for me. But I did notice this pattern that when I'm here, it's often in the wake of something that's kind of not super awesome in the world. And so because of that, when I'm here, I'm frequently talking about love and justice and compassion and how to treat one's neighbors. And so tonight, again, I'm here after another particularly difficult week for many folks. One that has likely left people feeling angry and sad and fearful and just downright angry at the rampant injustice. And so tonight, after another particularly difficult week, I honestly don't have that much to say. And it's not because my holy rage is stuck in my throat, but that's part of it. And it's not just because the text, I think, so perfectly says everything already that I don't even need to speak on it. But it's not just for those reasons. One of the reasons that I don't have that much to say is that I feel like this isn't a time for talking, but that this is a time for action. And I know that it's a time for action. And I know that it's time for action not just because of the 4 million people who marched last week, and not just because last night there were hundreds of people at the Logan airport, and not just because today there were thousands of people in Copley who were protesting the Muslim ban and to welcome all refugees and immigrants. And I know that it's time for action not just because there are protests popping up every single day, but I know that it's time for action because as I'm watching this, I'm seeing as my friends who've never really been all that interested in politics, have never been that interested in justice, are getting involved. People who have never thought twice about getting involved are now suddenly mobilizing with great effort and in great numbers. And I know that it's time for action because I feel it in my bones. I feel it in the way that I feel the Spirit move, the way that the Spirit moves in and through and around all things. That is the way that I'm feeling this call to action right now. And I know that it's time for action because tonight's reading that came from the lectionary commanded. Our reading from Micah tonight commands that you do what is fair and just to your neighbor. Be compassionate and loyal in your love. Don't take yourself too seriously, and take God seriously. So taking God quite seriously means that this love and this justice cannot be passive love and justice. It must be active. Love is active. Love is an action word. So do what is fair and what is just, and encourage, demand it from others as well. And so as we consider tonight the actions that we need to take, I invite you to listen again to the words of Jesus that we read from the book of Matthew this evening. When Jesus said, "Blessed are those who are poor in spirit, the kingdom of heaven is theirs. Blessed are those who are mourning, they will be consoled. Blessed are those who are gentle, they will inherit the land. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for justice, they will have their fill. Blessed are those who show mercy to others, They will be shown mercy. Blessed are those whose hearts are clean. They will see God. Blessed are those who work for peace. They will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of their struggle for justice. The kingdom of heaven is theirs. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for justice as they march and roll through the streets with their banners held high and their pussy hats pulled tight. Blessed are those who work for peace and build bridges instead of walls. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of their struggle for justice, who are called soft, who are called sore losers, who are told to get over it, when what they are to get over is threatening the lives of many. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of their struggle for justice, because they are misunderstood when they ask others to decentralize their own experience. Blessed are those who flee their homes, who wander in exile, who are kept from safety. Blessed are those who are called terrorists for the crime of loving and honoring God. Blessed are those who are detained in holding cells for the crime of seeking safety. Blessed are the lawyers and the judges who work in the middle of the night to ensure swift justice. Blessed are those whose bodies have been regulated and legislated. Blessed are those whose peaceful protests are called riots because the color of their skin criminalizes even their peaceful actions. Blessed are those who protect sacred land. Blessed are those whose rogue Twitter accounts proclaim truth. And blessed are you who follow the rogue Twitter accounts. And blessed are you who hunger and thirst for knowledge and who hunger and thirst for justice. Blessed are you who work for peace. Blessed are you who take action. Blessed are you who go to a protest for the very first time. And blessed are you who call your senators for the 18th time. Blessed are you who start conversations with people who would strip you of your rights. Blessed are you when you get on the T into a person wearing a hijab, you say, Assalamu alaikum. And through your mispronunciation, you have made at least one person feel more safe for the moments that you are together. Blessed are you who financially support the organizations that effectuate change. Blessed are you who demand that no more pipes be laid for oil and that more pipes be laid for water. Blessed are you who open your homes to refugee families. Blessed are you whose holy rage propels you toward action. And blessed are you whose bravery propels you to ask what you do not know, to ask what intersectionality means, what white privilege means, what being nasty means. Blessed are you who hunger and thirst for justice. Blessed are you who try. Blessed are you who stumble. Blessed are you who seek. Blessed are you who shout your message to the mountains and tell it to the hills. Blessed are you who resist executive orders. Blessed are you who fight the ban. Blessed are you who actively oppose hate, for you are instruments of peace. You children of God, you followers of Jesus, you blessed many. And you may be weary and frightened, and you may be unsure because it may feel that the world is erupting into chaos around you or that it is just burning to the ground. And so you may feel powerless or perhaps too small to make any kind of change. But church, let me remind you that we are MCC. We rise on a history of making change, of demanding justice, fairness, and equality. Since the beginning of this denomination, we have been compelled by our faith to follow Jesus and our love and our fight for justice. And as MCC, we rise on a history of fighting and fighting and fighting until we win. And this is a fight that we're not in alone. We're joined by the thousands who gathered in Copley this afternoon, and the thousands who have been gathered in airports across the nation over the weekend saying no to hate and no to Islamophobia. We're joined by the millions who donate the necessary funds to make this change happen. We're joined by the millions who make phone calls and write letters and show up at the doors of politicians. We are joined by those who are tweeting. We are joined by those who are writing, those who are standing, those who are walking, those who are rolling, those who are urging, and those who are screaming. We are joined by the millions who marched last weekend, and the millions more who supported them. And these marches are just the beginning. Because in the air something is stirring. I feel it moving with the Spirit. And together, all of us together, will continue to fight and fight and fight until we win. Amen.